My name is Gautam Pacha. I'm a chief architect as well as the senior director for all CRM and robotic applications at Pegasystems. In today's session, I'll be talking about the trends that we're finding in automation, Pega's digital process automation strategy, and more importantly, talk about the wonderful relationship that we have with TalentSprint in our highly acclaimed university accredited program. Right? So let's get started. So I'm going to spend a couple of minutes talking more about our company, Pegasystems. Pegasystems was founded in 1983. Our headquarters is based in Cambridge, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. We are very wonderfully placed just out between MIT campus and Harvard campus. That way we can attract the best of the talents out there. We have our offices in all the major cities in the world. In India, we have our development centers in Hyderabad and Bangalore. Our sales office is in Mumbai. We have more than 4,000 employees globally, and more importantly, with the help of TalentSprint, we have more than 30,000 certified Pega professionals who are working in the Pega ecosystem. So that's a huge thing for us. Another thing, which is my favorite thing, if you notice, we are certified by folks as one of the most trustworthy organization. I truly believe it's a wonderful thing for any organization to gain the trust and the value of the partners or the customer base. So here's a brief look at our sample customer base. These are some of the world's most recognizable brands that you can think of. These organizations are running some of their most mission-critical, complex, multi-channel, multinational deployed systems, and they are using our technology to run these systems. Just to summarize, in the interest of time, I'm going to go fast here. Just to summarize the list here, 8 of the top 10 credit card companies are Pega customers. 8 of the top 10 global banks are using our technology. The 10 of the 10 largest healthcare payers are on technology. So it's needless to say, some of the world's leading organizations are leveraging this wonderful platform. Right. So let's look at our mission statement, who we are, or why do we exist. We truly believe that we are trying to disrupt the way the world builds software. We believe that the entire world is going through a digital transformation phase, and we are at the epicenter of it. So our mission is to help organizations in their digital transformation journey by our digital process automation and combining that with the customer engagement technologies that we have in our platform. So I'm going to take 2 minutes talking slightly more about what do you get out of the digital process automation platform. So what you get that is a low-code platform, the first thing. So what it means is that you don't need to have tech-savvy, highly geek programmers to write or develop industry specific applications or or to build some of the world-class applications. Or if you are a tech-savvy business analyst and have the right mindset, you can actually build out world-class products out there. That's our core in how we develop stuff. The next is we have end-to-end robotic automation, baked into our product. Third important aspect that comes automatically for free is our AI. In every aspect of it, right? In every customer interaction that the businesses have with their end customers, AI plays a significant impact. For example, if you are a customer, just talking to before the session, right? Or even Shantanu briefly talked about it, right? If you walk into a bank at any point of time, if they happen to running a software, there are multiple algorithms to find out, hey, what's the intent of Gautam to walk into the bank at this point of time? Is it because of an email that is sent in another channel? Or is it because about he was looking at a certain promotion or a package or a product that I've launched on my website, he was browsing through it, what should I be doing to cross-sell or upsell during my current interaction with him? It could be any channel out there. It could be a face-to-face interaction, it could be email, it could be a chatbot, it could be an SMS, it could be call, it could be any kind of interaction. Irrespective of the channel, how can we have this AI capabilities baked into every customer interaction? That's how we truly differentiate with our DPA offering. Right? So not just some of the world's most recognizable brands are using technologies, but some of the world leading analysts like Gartner or Forrester truly believe that we are a leader in end-to-end case management, we are a leader in decisioning and AI, we are a leader in digital automation. Then what does it mean? It means that now we are a leader in the CRM space right now, and we are competing extremely well with the likes of Salesforce, Microsoft, Oracle's, and Gartner truly calls us as the true CRM alternative. It's a huge testament for what we are doing. So I'll take the next few minutes talking about some of the trends that we are seeing in automation. Right? So every company, if you think of it, is trying to going through their digital transformation journey, but it's not that easy. So according to a study recently done by Gartner, they believe that companies are spending 84% of their investments in IT in trying to keep the lights on. What does it mean? It means that these investments are going into tasks like compliance stuff, the mundane tasks that they're doing, right? Just doing repeated work just to keep the business running, instead of making sure that these investments are going in to increasing the business value. If you look at a typical corporate employee, the biggest task that they're working on is reading email or responding to email, right? Typically it's around 50%. Even if you look at the corporates, another study we found that corporates are spending approximately 1,000 hours a year doing low value reactive work, which is not really optimal. So are we saying that robots are going to take over the world and going to solve all these problems? Are they going to solve world hunger or something like that? No. But this automation or the robotics is definitely going to be a wonderful starting point in your digital transformation journey. They're going to be a lot more efficient. They are definitely more cost effective. They are less error prone. They're a lot more efficient. In a recent study that we have done, so basically we published a report on future of the work, where we believe the work is going to be heading in the next few years. 69% or rather 79% of the respondents felt that RPA is going to have a tremendous impact on bringing in efficiency into our day-to-day work. I would say another 55% of the respondents felt that RPA, they've already deployed RPA and they're seeing benefits of it, but they only believe that only 6% of their use cases, they actually know that they're using RPA. Most of the time, they don't even know that there is some kind of a robotics activity that is going on behind some of this, typical work processes that they are working on. Another interesting study is that around 55% of the respondents feel that there are a lot of anywhere that they are doing any manual interventions. These are prime candidates for automation so that the employees can now focus on high value items, can take up varied kind of roles, can increase their skills and focus on bigger impact stuff. I think this is a strong call out that is coming from this report. Right. So, are we saying that if you want to get into automation or extreme automation, are we saying that you're going to start by automating your task? I mean, that might work in certain scenarios, but that's not usually the success stories that we at Pegasystems truly believe. We saw in multiple scenarios where organizations that deploy RPA's kind of solutions for automating the task could only achieve 10% of their goals that they set about for themselves. The reason it's not easy to go about automating stuff. Our recommendation, right, if you're not using robotics in the context of a wider digital automation framework, right, it has to be in context of the wider digital automation framework. You know, it is something, the example that we always give is, it's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without the core peanut butter. You might achieve success in certain areas, but you might not achieve the outcomes that you are trying to achieve. So that's our mantra for you in your digital transformation journey. So if you ask us about the industry, is the robotics, automation, or the RPA industry is hot? Extremely hot, right? If you look at the numbers that we're talking about, back in 2016, this industry was pegged at around $271 million. By year 2021, the analysts are thinking that this industry is going to be around 1.2 billion, which is growing at a rate of 36% year on year. It's whopping. I think it's no longer a fad anymore. It's going to be in everything, in every action or every interaction. It's going to be driven by automation. Another thing I just want to quickly highlight is our AI, right? We have AI in everything that we do. We also recently, back in 2017, just last year, we conducted a extensive survey of more than 6,000 consumers spread across more than 6 countries. What they think about AI, are they using it, have they experienced it. One thing that is the standard message or the generic message that is coming out from this survey is most of the respondents believe that AI is going to have a significant impact on what they're doing. They're going to see that it's definitely going to have an impact on what they're doing. Primarily, they believe that in industries like customer service, it's going to be move away from traditional process-driven or task-driven or deterministic event-driven models into an AI-driven models. That's where the industry is heading towards. In the interest of time, I want to make two good call-outs here. If you look at approximately more than 84% of the respondents who are actually using AI in their devices or services or who have access to this, in fact, they don't even know, I just talked about it earlier, that they are using this kind of an AI-based behaviors or actions. The other thing is, I might have seen it, I'm sure most of you would have dealt with some kind of an automated bots, right? I'm talking about, not just talking about chat bots, I'm even talking about email bots or even a social media bots out there. We all had some varied experience based on, where we have experienced it. I mean, we are not alone here. I think more than 80% of the respondents are believing that their experience dealing with this kind of a bots was not ideal. Obviously, there's a lot of hype surrounding this technology. It's all new right there. The biggest problems that consumers are quoting is they don't get my context, right? They don't understand my complexity, right? There's no empathy in the conversation that we are, when I'm speaking with a bot or I'm dealing with a bot, right? It's all robotic in nature, right? And not, the experience is not ideal. What they're saying is, so if you're given a chance, I would rather prefer a human here. So this is a journey that we are in. This is the way the industry is going to head. But there's a lot of research. There's a lot of companies are doing wonderful work in this journey to make them a lot more empathetic. Make them a lot more realistic. Make them a lot more context aware. Make them so that these bots can actually process work for you, right? Not just say hello world and just say I'm so and so person and just deal with the mundane task. So this is where we believe the industry is heading, and Pega is truly a forefront in this particular direction. So for the next couple of minutes, I'm going to talk about our digital process automation strategy and how all of these things come into picture and what our go-to-market strategy is all about. When you're thinking about automation, right, we always say, think about end-to-end automation. Don't think about, as I told you earlier, don't think about automation of tasks. You might achieve individual success for that particular task, but you'll not see a business outcome. So our recommendation is start with the business outcome that you are trying to achieve, then come up with different stages or steps that you can think about for achieving this particular outcome. So for example, in this example that I have over here, each stage, right? For stage 1, you can have a mobile thing, right? Or mobility that is that you can have. Then you have a business process. Then you can integrate, start with a bot there, it's a robot here which is trying to automate some task. Maybe it's trying to integrate some data into a, say, mainframe system. Then you have a database, you have a robot, you have a file system, and finally, by doing this particular business process, you are achieving an outcome, right? That's how, that's our first recommendation. You start with this process because it's having the robots in your process is a lot more easier. There's a lot more value right there. They're less expenses to begin with. Now, what you do now is you start replacing, right? Your robots that I have in each of the steps with actual APIs. So that you achieve much more value add, much more business outcomes that you are looking for. So in summary, what we are saying here is that when you're thinking about automation, think about the business outcome in mind, not worry about, not focus too much about individual tasks that you want to automate. So if you look at our customer base, right, I just have this slide because to showcase that it is not isolated to certain industries or industry verticals or technology space. This robotics or automation is being used across industries, be it financial services, be it healthcare, be it insurances, technology and services. It's being used everywhere. All the major banks that you can think of, like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, are all our customers using this particular technology. Another example about some of the world's leading or the most complex robotic projects are all running using the Pega technology. Telstra has more than 30,000 bots. Dell has 20,000 bots which are using in their space.